$822,000 per day. Oh yes, adding priorities made a big difference, and my mouse sensitivity just went crazy as soon as I started recording. What is this madness? That was pretty nuts. My mouse, Logitech software or whatever, it locked me to a different profile that I never like messed with, and it was like twice the DPI or whatever it's called. Like, it's just crazy sensitive all over the place. I fixed it. All right, so that out of the way, you might notice that at the top of the screen we have Priority Clothing Co. temporarily closed. Yeah. That's something we got going on. What is that, Charlie? Well, we are going to start a clothing factory today. Yeah, now never done it before. Don't know anything about how it works other than the ingredients that are required. It's a very simple factory. So I have a factory that's coming in over here, and it just got some stuff delivered at 10 o'clock. Okay. I had some equipment brought here. So what's the process for a clothing factory? Well, it's actually easier than the jewelry that we had before, right? Input output station, that's a given, but we're only going to need one of each this time. No matter how big we make the factory, we really only need one of each. This is my factory right next to all this stuff. I can whip right in here, free parking, all good. All right, so I rented this building. It's a big one, 28,000 cubic feet. Square feet. That's square feet. Yep. 28,000 is way bigger than our first factory was. All right. So this is, I'm just gonna, yeah, this. It's very big. We could probably get more jewelry made if we had a factory this big for the jewelry too, but I didn't do that. All right. I didn't have that done. So it's okay. So here's what we got for this factory. We need input output stations. Then we need the laser cutting machines again. Dun, dun, dun. About $1 million worth of laser cutting machines. So we're just going to set these over here like this so they're out there. Then you need the industrial sewing machines. And these are very cheap compared to most other pieces of equipment. These are only 50,000 each. I know, so cheap. They're very cheap compared to the laser cutter, which costs 5 times as much. I don't know the ratios. I don't. So what I'm doing is I'm getting them here, and we can adjust and get more equipment as we need. So if I say that I would like to make modern, expensive female clothing, all right, does it give me the ratios? It doesn't seem to be giving me the ratios. Let's do modern, expensive, female here, modern, expensive, female here. Okay. Then these machines need to be set to cut modern, expensive fabric. So they're going to cut these. And again, production line is incomplete, so I can't see how much time it takes them to do these things. It doesn't give me that information yet. So modern, expensive is what they will be cutting. All right. At least these 4. Modern, expensive. So these 4, we're going to set up modern, expensive female clothing first. Then we'll move on to modern, expensive male. And then, if things are going well and there's lots of space, and we're producing an overage of what we need, then we can start altering this to produce the classic expensive stuff. All right, so we're just going to kind of set these off to the side for now. I'm not entirely sure what the ratios are. So let's pick one that has it. So this one, what is this one? This one is going to be our classic, our modern, expensive female. Right here. Okay. Now we're going to take our conveyor belts and place them where they need to go, which is like that. Okay. And then we're going to get another couple of conveyor belts. Let's just do one for now so I can see the ratios. We do the output station like so. Okay. And then the input station on this side, just so that we get the completed thing. Okay. Now it tells us information. So the laser cutting machine will cut one expensive fabric every 10 minutes. The sewing machine takes 15 minutes. Because of course it does. So that means that you know, we kind of need, I guess, 3 laser cutters. Oh my gosh, really? So I'm gonna need, I guess, a ratio here. It's 1.5 to 1. You couldn't make it double, huh? You had to make it 5. Okay, we can make it work. I mean, those numbers will eventually meet up, but it's just a little more complicated than I had an idea in my head of how I wanted to lay this factory out, and now it's like thrown out because I thought probably it was going to be 2 to 1, but I was just throwing it out there. I didn't have anything to base it on, and now I have what I need. Now, does this change if I go into classic stuff? Classic expensive female. Does it change anything? No, it's still 15 minutes. Okay, what about the cheap stuff? Cheap stuff, 10 minutes. Okay, time to produce goes down, but I'm willing to bet you that if I do this, yep, 5 minutes. See, this is a 2 to 1, right? But now you go to expensive, then you get it not a 2 to 1. So, all right. So given this ratio is different than what I expected, I'll have to kind of revise my plans here. But what I have now done is I've pulled out all my investments, so I don't have any more. That doesn't show you anything, does it? Here, investments. So I've pulled out all the investments, okay? And that was a $4.2 million payout. And then I've spent $2 million of that on getting additional machines. Since we are over here in Industry City, the factory supply depot is pretty close. So I went out and got more of these machines here. So we can plug these in and, you know, pop them in where they need to go, move the output machine back, etc. And we're basically going to do like a 15 to 10 on this then, I guess. So that'll give us a nice, well, it'll give us an even amount of input so that we're not wasting any laser cutters and we're not wasting any of the other stuff here. So let's get this stuff off the cart. We'll just throw it anywhere. Just get it off the cart. And then we'll go into the interior design mode this time. We're going to learn our lesson, get a little smarter, get a little more efficient with our workflow, right? We're going to do that. Just set this over here, I guess. And then we'll come over here. There we go. And let's just grab this stuff. And again, just place it anywhere on the floor. We can get our character out of the way and then move it around. So we can use the interior designer to move things around. That was a comment that I had a lot from my last factory when I was, you know, saying that I wish I could do that. Well, you can. You just have to have everything out in the open, though. You can't open boxes. So if you still got equipment in boxes, you can't use it. All right, so from here, just get my character out of the way, I can go in interior designer and then move it around. So I think what I want to do is we're going to bump the laser cutters up a little bit. We're going to bump these things up a little bit here. And let's do like, I don't know. How about a 9 to 6 on each side? So we'll end up having a little bit more than what we said before, but I can always get more equipment. So like a 9 to 6 would be okay, I think. So if I was to do that, I would need you guys here. Trying to make sure. So these guys need to be, remember how we talked about before how you're on solid lines or dotted lines? These need to be alternated a little bit here. So it's a 2 to 3 is your, or 3 to 2 on these ratio here. So the laser cutters are going to go on the solids, and the inputs for these need to go on the dotted. So it needs to be a little bit like this, I guess. Just get these out of the way for a second. Let me grab one of my splitters. So I got a bunch of splitters over here so I can get them whenever I want. There we go. The shape of them doesn't allow that to happen very easily. Now, I could... well, I need to have all 3 of them be fed, right? Yeah. You got to feed 3 of them for 2. It might be easier. God, that's a lot of splitters. It's very annoying that I can't just split things off of single belt. This is going to be a puzzle for sure to have this many machines all having to work together with these things being this shape, right? It's a new shape that I haven't dealt with yet, which is the machine is on the solids and the dashed lines at the same time. But the input is only on the solids here. And that's what really matters, is that the inputs have to be on, at least for these things, the inputs would have to be on the dashed line. But we also have, again, 3 to 2 is what we were looking for here. And you don't want, I think we don't want an odd number, because that's going to help an extra splitter for nothing, right? So actually, we'll do 6 and 4. God, that's annoying. Okay, so I need them all to be on the same, no, alternating. I need their inputs to be alternating, because that's how the splitters will do it. So the inputs need to be, these two are solids. Yep, and then these two are dashed, which I guess I can throw them right next to each other. I don't think that will be an issue. We'll find out. And then I can go, again, right here. That switches it back to solids, like that. And then we need 4 of our laser machines. So probably need to come back just a bit with these. And we need to figure out exactly how we're going to make them all come together here. So I'm thinking, just need to space them out. You can't alternate. There you go. We need to come over like that. Let's grab another one here. We're going to go like that. Space this out a bit. Here we go. Space this out a bit. Okay. So let's grab our belts. And we're going to bring them all the way over this way, I guess. Okay. And then this is, we're going to do a 6 and 4 now. So all of these match up with these. Okay. So how does that work? Well, if I split it here, then what do we have? We're on the dotted lines now. So the resources there can't go there, but it can go here. It can go to these two. Ugh. That's so frustrating. That's so frustrating. Okay. I need to play around with this. You're going to have so much indecisiveness in this video, or I will, I guess, have so much indecisiveness in this video trying to troubleshoot this, because clothing store, like trying to do a massive clothing store that's very optimal with spacing. That's what I'm going for here. One solution here maybe could be just simply giving them more room, right? Just making sure that every single one of these is on a dashed line. I have the spacing for this. I have a large factory, right? But the key here is that I want to maximize my space and minimize my inputs, labor, etc. We will need another input station if we decide to do cheap stuff, but this is just going to handle this factory here. Hang on. This factory here, this input station is only going to need to handle expensive fabric. Oh, classic is oh, you're right. Okay. So if we do want to do the expensive classic stuff, then we need another input station. That's fine. We're focusing on modern first. Male, female, will determine that with the sewing machines, but the input is going to determine what kind, whether it's classic or modern. Got it. Okay. Let me figure this out. Ugh, I'll be right back. Okay, obviously, I ordered a lot more things between the last cuts. We have 18 sewing machines, all like this, and they wrap around to go that direction, and I'm running out of belts. I keep ordering them. I keep using them. I'm once again out. We're going to have 18 because it gives me a nice number to work with here. In terms of the laser cutters, 18 for 12. It's a nice ratio that just leads to no waste. So we're going to do that. I mean, alternatively, I could go 15 sewing machines and 10, you know. I could do 15 and 10. I don't get an even number. I don't get the same amount of female modern clothing and male modern clothing. And I kind of wanted the same. So 18 lets me do 9 machines apiece while still having an even number to put them into. Okay, so that's a delivery. We're going to go real quick and check our purchasing agents. 3, 2. Okay, so I'm going to leave my money for now. We'll see near the end of the day. I'm not going to be able to set this. Just in case I forget, I'm not going to be able to set this. So I'm going to go over to money, Vantander, high, new investment, and let's put in, I don't know, $600,000 just because. All right. So these or this box here is 100 more conveyor belts. Yep, I got a lot to do. So we're going to do that. Now, I've also got another output station because you can overwhelm these. They only work at a set speed of 1 per minute in game, right? So 60 per hour. And with all these guys doing things, I feel like I'm going to overwhelm one. So we're actually going to shift to having a second one set up over here too. And I'm probably going to end up doing it about, out this way, I guess. We'll just, I'm up there. And the thing about this is that I've got all this factory left on this side. You might be thinking, man, he's really wasting that space. No, we can set up additional production here. This can be more my classic clothing is made. Or maybe some of my cheap clothing can be made here. We got a lot of space over here too, but I'm going to need it because what I'm trying to do, and you can play the game your way, I'm just trying to see if I can do it because I'm having fun doing it, is can I make a factory that's like super productive, fills the whole room, and uses the minimal amount of labor? That's what I'm on about. Now, one way you could approach this, if you didn't want to use a minimal amount of labor, you can actually get more production. So there's a trade-off there, and I think there's definitely a case to be made that not avoiding labor is a better call, because I wouldn't need all of these to feed these if I simply had input station, input station, input station. I could just have people moving these products where they need to be to feed. I might be able to fit more machines in this space and less conveyor belts. Totally could. I'm looking at it from a minimize labor perspective, automate as much as possible perspective. And so that's why I'm favoring the larger one-time cost over the years of additional labor. That's where it is basically, okay? So lots of different approaches for this. So can I get these 12 laser cutting machines to all output, right? So like I need to get this over here. Let's say I need to place all of these. I can do it in interior design mode again, but I have to get them out of the box first, and that takes an enormous amount of time. I just wish there was a way to bulk things. I really do. So we're going to see whether or not I can get this done. And you see I have extra laser cutters. I have extra sewing machines and such. That is, again, just a way for me to expand and build other things too, or make other products as well. It's possible I can't make this happen, in which case what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and I'll cut this all in half. I'll end up adding 2 machines actually, probably, but we'll see. We'll cut it in half to where 9 machines are working on the modern stuff. 9 will work on classic. I'll get a second input station that feeds, classic fabric or whatever, and we'll go from there. But I'd like to see if I can make this happen in this space as much as I can here. I will be right back. Well, it took a lot of finagling, let me tell you, but I managed to get it to where I think everything will work out okay. There we go. Am I out of belts? Am I 1 belt shy? I am 1 belt shy. Now, I think temporarily, I'm just going to do this. Yeah, I guess technically I can just do this until we need to move it. So I'll just do that for now. And then I get this belt all the way over to there. Okay, I believe that takes care of everything. The only thing left is the splitter here, followed by input station there, which I need to move my character for. But other than that, I think we are done. Let me just put these extra splitters there, slide that there, and that factory can be functional. So there's my factory for now. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. That's an awful lot of belts. And I could have taken away a lot of those belts if I was just willing to pay more people. But this is part of finding that operational efficiency, right? To really just get as much profit margin as possible is what this is for an ongoing basis. So I'm left with 4 laser cutters and 7. I think 7 is what I have here. Yeah. 7 of these. Now, if we do start doing cheap clothing in here, I can fit a little bit of that right here. I can fit a little bit of it back there on the other side of the factory. And that's a 2-to-1 ratio. So I just need 1 more of these sewing machines. And then I can be kicking out 8 sewing machines worth of, another product or whatever, right? If I wanted to do cheap stuff. So now what I need to do is go into my list of candidates, and it's time to just bring in a whole lot of factory workers in here, right? So it is Sunday. I'm actually wondering, can I get my import? We need the import in here, don't we? So let's go purchasing agent here. Fabric expensive. We have 6 hours left. Gosh, how awesome is that? Now, I actually already have this in warehouse 1. So that's actually not a big deal. But what I do want to do is I want to change this to Priority Clothing Co. All right. So I'm going to order it there. But let's actually wait. We don't need to do this just yet. Let's order this. We'll order 0. Okay. Tell you what, here's what we'll do. I want to just set it up forever. So we'll just set it here for here. Set it here forever. Fabric expensive is here. We're going to bring 2,000 of it in. I don't know how many we need. And it goes into Priority Clothing Co. Okay. So it's going to end up in this building, which is exactly what we want. Then I'm going to go over to the other warehouse, grab it out of that warehouse and bring it here to start production here. And then that way the delivery will, meet the current supply. But I want to see this factory working in this video. So I've got all of the expensive fabric right here. I'm going to add it right here to this shelf right now. And then we're going to go into our business manager and we're going to find some people that we can have working here. So I need a whole bunch of factory workers. Same thing as we had before. So peaceful work environment. I like that. They want standard fridges. I need to start. Yeah, I need to go get an actual living area, I guess, for these guys too. In the meantime, I suppose I can just choose people that, well, I guess they're all going to want fridges and stuff too, right? Water coolers, bronze insurance. Okay. I mean, we're going to have to provide that stuff anyway. So there we go. And if I choose someone who wants bronze, then that guarantees they won't want more expensive plans either. Water cooler ones are nice to haves. They're not important. So we'll have those guys added to the list as well. There we go. And looks to me, that's probably enough to get the place started, right? I feel like it is. Let's go like that. That's probably enough to get you started. So we're going to get these guys added to Priority Clothing Company. Okay. Good. Now we want to go down to Priority Clothing Co. We want to go to schedule and bop. And let's see if we can just get, I want to see the whole process happen. I want to see all the clothing, the fabric come out, all that stuff. Okay. So there we go. Everybody is in there and there's one more factory worker basically is needed. So we'll just get that guy one really quick. It is going to be you, Mr. Clean Working Environment. There you go. It's going to be you. We want to assign you to where I can't scroll up. Okay. It's not letting me find the business I want. So here, we'll do it this way. Assign you to Priority Clothing Co. There. Has no valid skills for the... What? Oh, this is a security guard. Oh, how did I do that? It's just factory workers very, very close. All right. Now, let's see. That's why I couldn't choose it from this list over here. That makes sense. We'll grab this person here instead. Yeah. Priority Clothing Co. Very good. Okay. So let's go back over here. And where is it? Right here. Schedule, go. And now we're going to turn this on. Boom. So how's it going to work? Well, this. We want, yeah, modern and expensive fabric. That's what I have. You're not, how come you're not going over here to get this stuff? I got it right next to you. Is this one of those things again where you're too close to the wall? You really don't seem that close to the wall, man. I feel like that's not correct. You're really not that close. Is there a spare belt anywhere on? Yeah, there's one right there. Okay. Let's try it this way then, since they want to be picky about it. All right. We'll just really quick go over here. Whoops. Hey, go over here, grab this and put it right here. Okay. Now, hopefully you will stop whining. I kind of want to flip it this way instead. No, and second thought, because of the way the pallet is designed, I don't want to do that. Can I can't move it. It won't let me move it. What is going on here? Right there. Okay, and then give me this. Put it right here. Okay, turn it on. Okay, my bad. I chose the type of clothing I wanted to make, not the fabric type. So that takes care of that. It had nothing to do with the machine's location and everything to do with me setting things incorrectly. All right, there it goes. Now it's going to flow out. He has the supply very close to him. I do like that. Let's put this kind of over near him too, so if when the supply comes in, we'll be ready. There we go. And it will start to get processed all through the night. Let's make sure we do fabric, modern, expensive. There we go. Any other machines not selected? Here we go. Modern fabric. That one is selected. Yep. Yep. There we go. Okay, now after that's cut, which is quite quick, as you can see, all of that stuff goes through the middle belt. And that middle belt sends it out, and it gets evenly distributed between these 9 and that 9. So it goes out just like that. And then they will cut it up like this. There we go. That's interesting. Oh, okay. It gets sewn and then they flip it, and I don't know what happens when it flips down there, but it gets completed in some way. Becomes yellow. It's like a jacket. And then it goes to the output stations, which then they will take it and put it over on the shelf. Okay? There we go. So everything is working for our clothing factory now. Okay, now the last bit here is logistics. What do we got to do for that? Well, I was going to keep my high-end stuff in Warehouse 2, but everything is already kind of working with Warehouse 1, and I don't see a reason to make priorities have to be a destination for 2 separate locations, right? We just don't need that. So we're going to send, using our high-end area here, we're going to send him to a different warehouse. We're going to send him to Priority Clothing Co. instead. Okay. So if we do that, there's no trucks here. I need to get a truck here. So that is where I need to have that yellow truck. All right. We're going to bring that yellow truck over here. And that's going to get me hooked up to where I'm just going to taxi. Just give me the taxi. Come on. I'm just going to pay for it. It's fine. It's fine. I'm disoriented. Here we go. Bring me to my warehouse here. $287. Fine. And then give me my yellow truck, my school bus truck. We're going to drop this off in that place. Now, the jewelry place, I don't think I'm going to need as many locations, so I think that truck is fine. But clothing, I'm probably going to have, I think I'm going to have more locations for clothing. I might be wrong, but I think I'm going to have more locations. So having this slightly bigger vehicle will probably help me logistically. That's my word now. I said it came out of my mouth. You see, we're out of cheap jewelry here too, and that is crazy that we're already out of that because I ordered 4,500. So we're doing more than that per week. And I can't change the order now, so that's all we're getting. So that's fine, though, because we can, maybe, if we get enough money, we might be able to make our own cheap jewelry. Maybe able to do that, too. Not in the warehouse, not in the factory I already made, but I plan to just get another factory and then just copy the design. $5.9 million, boom, done, right? It costs me less than 5.9 to make that factory, by the way. It's 5.9 if you import it. So that's including the fee that's associated with, whoever it is that's doing the factory stuff. It's not Bahood, but whoever it is, I haven't used them yet. So, yeah. But I will use them, and their fee is on top of that. So, all right, $1.5 million. Is that going to be good enough? So there's a third of it's gone there. Another third of it's gone there. Oh, yeah, baby. That is very close. We got that. I couldn't do it better myself. And this is barely. I couldn't take any investments or anything here. So this is going to suck down pretty much all my cash, leaving very little for, you know, the negative interest rate. So we're maximizing our money's usefulness, I guess you could say. Now, I'd really like to get this into there before this clock hits so that I can set up a delivery to my store with our own stuff before that 2 a.m. period happens. So I'm going to do just a little cheat. Okay, just a wee bit. You're just going to do that right there. Just to slow that time down a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to put this in that thing there. And then we'll turn it back up. Okay. Because we're almost there. There's just no reason for the senseless drama of, is he going to make it in time for his truck to be in that factory? I just don't think there's, you know, of all the things we could cause drama with, I just didn't think that was really worth it. So it's fine. Let's just take it easy, man. All right. We're going to back in. And I think this is the one that's closest to where everybody's, you know, doing things. So we'll just put this right here. There we go. And you see, you hear it sounds really funny when the time is slowed down like this. Okay. Like that. Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and turn our time back on. Yeah. Very loud now. Okay. So normally what we want to do is... Oh, I don't even have a damn driver. I did that thing again, guys. I don't have a driver. Hey, you know what, though? I can get a driver. Yes, I can get a driver. I just need to go back to the other warehouse. That's warehouse 2. Yeah, here he is. An in-heater. Weird name. I know. We're not using this warehouse yet. So this driver, already very good driver, we could take him and put this or her. I don't know who it is. I think it's a her, actually. In-heater. And put in-heater in here instead. But I just have to reassign them. So we're going to say no task. In-heater. 22-year-old female driver. Has done nothing for me so far. We're going to change you to this warehouse, and then we're going to put you in the Vord courier like that. Okay, now that we have that, we can then come back over here, and my logistics manager now has destinations. We can then set a destination for warehouse 1 and tell it to put this stuff in there. Okay? So we can say, hey, I want you to keep like 2,000 in stock. And it'll tell me there's not enough to put it in there, but that's okay. We're just trying to put a whole bunch in there so that it gets delivered every day. Okay, now I need to leave the factory so that the sound will be the right level, because it's otherwise going to be very loud. There, a little bit more gentle here. Okay, so that's it. Oh, this is all my extra equipment. My clothing is being made. Things are looking up for me. Looks to me, though, that there are some machines that are just not cooperating. So this is the male side. Right? Yes. No. That's female. That's male. That's male. I think this is supposed to be female. I'm pretty sure. Male, male. Yes, this is supposed to be male, please. There we go. So we're going to swap that over. There we go. Male, 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 male. I can walk around my factory. I'm not getting locked in anywhere. Male there. Should be 9 male machines and 9 female machines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, what? Hold on. I have 18, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It says male. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ah, okay. So I have to do this one is our expensive modern female. There we go. So that should change it up. Yeah. Oh, and I chose the wrong male here. I need to do the expensive male. There we go. All right, I fixed it. Everything's good now. All my deliveries are happening. And I think if we go outside and just like sleep in our car or something, which is going to ruin my mood, but if I was to do that, oh, here we go. Let's just do this. I want to see how much money we have left at the end of the day. Come here, taxi. Watch me be like $5 short, and it's because of this taxi ride. Where'd it go? Right here. Can't find my stuff. Okay. Let's go back. We're just going to sleep really quick in the cheap place. Not there. Yep. Let's just sleep all the way to the delivery time, I guess. So there we go. And then all these notices will go away on Tuesday because they won't stock it this morning, you know, thing I was talking about earlier. Okay. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. Done. I have $125,000 left. I didn't get my big ka-ching. You know, I guess I did, and I just wasn't paying attention. It showed up. I just, you know, wasn't looking at it. Ah, the old Hansa mimic. Yeah. Are we paying for parking here? Nah, it's free. Okay. Just making sure I'm not, you know, crazily paying for parking for that thing. Okay, so that's it. That's it. The factory is not done, but it's certainly set up really well. We have room for more storage here. We have more room for some production here, maybe. A very slim amount, but we could. I believe we could also take that over here and then just like connect it to this belt, and it would go to output. And then, of course, we've got all this room over here, too. So we are not done with this factory. We have a lot of different stuff we can make here. I'll probably do classic clothes and stuff over here. And then all of those will just get sent this way and pop it right there, you know, into the output station. Probably we'll need another output station at that point, but you see how fast they're having to work here. If we didn't need 2 of these, then certainly we will once I expand a bit more. But clothing's done. I'm not going to share this on the workshop just yet. I'm going to wait until I've developed it for everything that I'm going to build in here. So I want to have the whole factory done. Because there's a lot of extra machines here, too, that I have to sell them. And I don't want to sell them for a loss. I'd rather put them to work. So we're going to do that. And that will be later. So you guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.